everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm so sorry that I've been MIA for a couple weeks now. I don't have a legitimate excuse, just being a horrible YouTuber, but I try to get some more videos up and they will be coming up very shortly. There's not going to be a huge gap in between any of my videos anymore, so that's good. But today I'm going to be doing my yearly favorites. I didn't want to do a December one because everyone's been doing the end of the year for 2012 favorites, and I liked that idea, so all the things that I'm going to be talking about have pretty much been mentioned before in my favorites videos, but I don't know. I just wanted to do it anyways and talk a little bit more about the stuff that I've been loving for the past year. And yeah, so I'm just going to jump in. They're in categories, so I'm just going to start with primers right now. Also, I quickly wanted to say sorry for the lighting in this video. The sun is going down, so I'm using my little studio lighting, and I'm currently being blinded as I film this right now. I literally cannot see anything. So yeah, I just thought I'd throw that out there. Excuse the paint on my arm. I have been painting for the last 2 hours, and I got like completely messy. It's like everywhere, and yeah, so don't ask me what that is because it is paint. So the first primer that I've been loving is the Tarte Clean Slate Poreless. This has been a favorite for a couple months now. I tried it, I don't even know when I tried it, but it's been a couple months. I've always grabbed it and I've always liked it. It has like a porcelain feel. It's very silicone-y. I think like most primers are, but I don't mind that. I like the way that it makes my skin feel, and it just acts as a great primer. The next two primers are both from Benefit. It is the That Gal and the PoreFessional. I like both of these. I'm not sure which one I like more. Sometimes I hate the That Gal. It's like a brightening face primer, so it doesn't act the exact same as the PoreFessional, which is a pro balm to minimize the appearance of pores. This is like a pore minimizer, and this is like a brightening one. So they definitely act differently, but I don't know which one, I don't know which finish I like better on my face. So I think these are a tie right now, and sometimes I actually use them together, which is kind of cool. But yeah, so I really do love these three primers. They're the ones that I reach for and the ones that I take with me on the go, so I recommend all of these the same. I probably should have started with this, but my favorite moisturizer for the time being, I used to use the, the Dual Action, the Clean and Clear Dual Action moisturizer, and I stopped using that. I didn't like it anymore, and I decided to try the Simple line of moisturizers and skin care. I heard from a friend that they were really good, and I agree. I love the Simple moisturizer. It says it doesn't have like any harsh chemicals in it and stuff like that, so I wanted to try a more calm moisturizer than one that had like acne treatment in it, so I went with this. It's super lightweight and it hydrates all day, so I've really been enjoying this moisturizer. Next are foundations, and I have been searching for the perfect foundation for a while now. I don't think that I found it. I've tried a couple of different combinations and I found some that I like, but I don't think I found one foundation that looks absolutely flawless on my skin, but I do like the routine that I've been wearing the past couple weeks. For a while, if you saw my last foundation routine, I was wearing the Neutrogena Skin Clearing Foundation, which I did like for a really, really long time, and I still do like it. It's definitely one of my top favorite foundations. I wouldn't say that it cleared my skin. I don't think that it broke me out, though. I just like the finish. It's very matte, and it doesn't have shimmer or anything in it. I really do like this foundation by itself, but then for a while, I did start mixing it with the True Match. And I absolutely hate True Match by itself, which is weird because I absolutely love it when I add it with a different foundation. So I don't know if anyone else has had that experience with this foundation where they don't like it alone, but with another foundation it works perfectly, but that's how I felt about the True Match. Alone I get super oily and it almost looks like powdery on me for, like, that sounds weird for foundation, but it just has that like gross, like you can see it on your skin feeling, which I know that a lot of YouTubers actually love this, which I just don't understand. But recently I have been mixing it with the Revlon Colorstay. I wore this on its own for a while and it made me oily. I am in the oily combination skin line of Revlon Colorstay, but for some reason it just made me more oily and it was heavy and stuff, and now that I've mixed it with this, so it's like half and half, I haven't been as oily and my skin has looked pretty flawless. It's very matte and I like that a lot in my foundations, to have a matte finish, and this is what I've been wearing at the moment. It is what I'm wearing right now, and I have been loving this combination. I don't like each of them on its own, the Revlon Colorstay or the True Match, but together they have been working perfectly for me, so that's what I've been wearing. The next foundation is the Revlon Colorstay Whipped, which I have always heard is good for oily skin, which I do have. I have combination skin. I will have really dry skin coming out of the shower, but then throughout the day, my skin will get oily. My cheeks, on my forehead, on my nose, and so yeah, so I did try this out. I did really like it. I don't know what it is about this foundation. It has a super strange texture, but somehow it works. Some days I actually will hate this foundation. Like if I have dry spots on my face from like acne or like scabs from acne, like where I've picked at it or anything, this will stick to it and like will not cover the acne. So I don't really know if I recommend this to people that have super bad acne, because when I wear it when I'm breaking out, I look bad. So I tend to reach for this when my skin is a lot calmer and I don't have any active acne or like dry spots from like post-acne marks. But yeah, so I do love this for like really clear skin, and even if you're a little oily. So I don't know, it might work for you if you do have acne. It's pretty full coverage, I would say. It's definitely buildable. But yeah, so I do like this foundation, but I tend to reach for it when my skin is a little bit clearer. Concealers, I am only going to mention one in this favorites video. It is my Maybelline SuperStay 24 corrector or concealer. I read it in the other language. But it is in cream, or my color is in cream. This is my holy grail concealer. I've always said that I don't even really like it that much, but after I've used it, I've probably gone through about 10 of these tubes, so I have to say that I like it because it's obviously the only concealer that I've gone back and back and back for, and I have tried a bunch of concealers, but this has been the one that's worked best for me. It is the only concealer that has covered all my acne, like, perfectly. Like, this can do miracles, and it is the only color that really matches me perfectly, and I'm not gonna say more. I love this concealer, even though I bad-mouthed it before. I'm sorry. I love you. Next thing is eyebrows. The product that I have found this past year and have been loving is the Milani Brow Fix Brow Kit. I don't know what I did without this before. It is amazing. It is perfectly my color, I feel. A lot of people have things to say, it's too dark, it's too light, whatever. I think it matches me perfectly. I use both colors. This is the light one, by the way. And I use both these colors combined. I've definitely made a dent in them because I use this every day. And it has a nice highlight color too, but I don't really use that. But I use this with my Sigma small angled brush. I'm not sure the number right now. But I love it and I reach for it every day. And I don't have my eyebrows done right now. I kind of just skipped that step today. So if I look a little strange, it's because my eyebrows are not filled in, and oh well. And I highly recommend it for blonde. So if you're blonde and you can't find your color, definitely try this light Milani Brow Fix Brow Kit, and I think it will be perfect for you. Next, I'm going to be talking about powders, and I'm kind of picky with my powders, so I'm only going to be talking about one. I'm an oily person, so I need a good powder. The one that I'm going to be talking about is the Sephora Mattifying Powder Foundation. It says foundation, but it is in powder form. It looks like this. But it has kind of like a yellowy tint, and my face is super red undertone, but then my body is yellow undertone, so I need a good, like, almost like a yellowish powder to match my face to my body, and this has worked perfectly. It does make you matte, and I love that about it because I'm obsessed with looking matte. I don't like my face to be dewy or shiny or anything like that. My color is in light 22 or D22, and yeah, I've just been loving it. I don't know what else to say about it. It doesn't make me look really powdery or anything like that. It just really sets into the foundation and just makes you look matte, and it holds up pretty well throughout the day. I maybe need one touch up, like maybe after 6 hours or so, but besides that, it holds up, and I just love this powder. And this is my second repurchase, so I would probably get it again. The only other powder that I do like is the Maybelline Dream Matte Powder. I do like that powder too, so those are probably the only two. I don't have that one with me though, but those are the only powders that I really like and am in love with. I probably need to try more powders. Next is bronzers. I only have one because I only use one. This one is like really unheard of though, like you've probably never heard of it. It's Hoola by Benefit. I've never seen this on YouTube, so you probably don't know what it is. Okay, I suck. But yeah, so this is what it looks like. I've hit pan because I only have the sample size. I do need to get a big one, but I've just been using my little samples. But this is the perfect contour shade for me since I'm fair skinned. I'm sure it would work on darker skinned people too. I've actually seen the darker skin YouTubers wear it, so it's a pretty all-around bronzer, and it's matte and I love it, and there's not really much to say. Just love this bronzer. Next, I'm going to be talking about my favorite blushes, and they hands down go to NYX. These little NYX square blushes. I don't know what they're called. They just are little NYX blushes. They're just so soft. They're so blendable. They're so pigmented. I could literally rave about these blushes all day. I have 3 colors with me here. I have them in Terracotta, Dusty Rose, and my all-time favorite blush of all times, which is Mauve by NYX. Oh my gosh, this blush I literally reach for every single day. Maybe not every day, but I have reached for this so much. It is the perfect color for my skin tone. It matches with the Hoola. Like, this on top of the Hoola is just like the perfect color. I don't think I'm wearing it today, but I love this blush so much, and I just think it's a must-have blush in a collection. It's so perfect, and it's so like everyday. As far as eyelid primers go, I only have one that I feel like is worth talking about. The rest are all kind of the same. They all act the same. This is the only one that I feel works better than the others. It is Stay Don't Stray by Benefit. The only difference that I really like about this is that it's a matte, opaque, like creamy, flesh-toned consistency, and I really like that because I have a ton of redness around my eyes, and this completely corrects that, as well as acting as a primer for my shadows and stuff. So I just think it's a 2-in-1, and I like it a lot better than like the silicone feeling ones or the ones that are just like, I don't know, that I just can't really see much difference on my eyes, so I tend to reach for this one more. I love it. And the only thing I hate about this packaging is the pump. I like the samples because it has the little brush so I can like brush it on my eyes. This pump puts way too much on my finger, and then I have like a huge amount of eyelid primer on my eyes. So I don't like the pump on this, but you know, what are you gonna do? Next, I'm going to talk about eyeshadows. I only have palettes here because I don't really think any single eyeshadow has like ever stood out that much to me to talk about it individually. So I'm just going to talk about my palettes, the ones that I've been loving the past year and the ones that I don't know if I could live without anymore. Hello, Naked palette. What a surprise. I am in love with this palette. It's probably been in like every one of my favorites. I don't really know. I'm obsessed with it. It's perfect for on the go. It has every color you could want. I'm sure the Naked 2 palette is just as awesome, and I probably should get that, but as for now, this one has definitely been my favorite. I don't really have anything bad to say about it, and you can come up with so many different eye looks using this palette alone, and it's just awesome. The next palette is my Lorac, I don't know. The Pro palette, which I just got for Christmas, so I haven't made that much of a dent in any of these colors yet, but I have played around and I do love these colors. They're super pigmented. Like, the gold color, when I put it on, it looks like I've layered like it on 3 times or something. It's so pigmented, and I love the colors. There's neutrals, and there's shimmery, and there's matte, and they just have a lot of options, and I just love the color payoff, and I think this palette is really amazing for on the go as well. Lastly is my Too Faced Natural Eye palette, which was given to me as a little gift from a friend, which thank you. I don't know how I survived without this. My favorite color in this is actually Heaven, which is the highlight shade, and it's just like a matte off-white, and I don't know, it's just the perfect highlight shade. When you don't want shimmer under your brow, I go for that almost every day. The rest of the colors are pretty amazing. 2 of them have hit pan. It wasn't me, it was actually my friend who gave this to me. So I don't really use those colors, but it's fine because the rest of the colors make up for it, and they're just perfect colors. And I love this palette, and I recommend all 3 of these palettes to anyone who wants to have great eyeshadow. Next products that I'll be talking about are eyeliners. I don't have an eyeliner pencil, like a black hole pencil or anything, because I honestly feel like they all are the same. Maybe I just haven't found like an amazing one. They all smudge, they're all black, I don't know. I just feel like all kohl liners, anyone that I use or anyone that I've tried, the Maybelline, the Revlon, the L'Oreal, they're all the same. Like, I don't feel like it's worth talking about a kohl pencil because they all just work the exact same to me, so I'm not gonna bother. But an eyeliner that does stand out to me is the Maybelline Eyestudio gel liner, which is what I use every single day for my winged liner. And to apply that, I do use the e.l.f. small angled brush, which I think is absolutely fabulous with this liner because it just creates a really precise line, especially for cat wings if you do that every day, which I do. I just like this gel liner. I'm sure it's not the best out there. I'm sure there's a MAC one or something that's way better, but I do love this liner. There's nothing wrong with it. Mine's a little dried out because I've had it for so long, but that's another good thing about these is that they last such a long time. I don't even know when I first got this. Probably like almost a year ago now. My liquid liner that I go to is my Maybelline Line Stiletto. Like the gel liner, I'm sure this is not the most perfect liquid liner out there. I just don't try a lot because once I find one that I like, I just stick to it and I don't feel a need to find a new one because I'm not out of this one or anything, and I feel like they all kind of work the same. But maybe I do need to go and venture out and try some new liners, but these are just the ones that I've been loving for the past year, and the ones that I have, and the ones that I'm talking about now. So yeah. Next is mascaras, and I almost hate talking about these mascaras because I feel like I've talked about them so much. But throughout the years in my getting ready videos, you've probably seen what kind of mascaras I've used. The most popular one is the Maybelline One by One. I used this in my mascara routine video, so I definitely like this mascara, but this actually isn't my go-to mascara anymore. I've switched it up. I did use the Maybelline Great Lash for a while, but then I noticed that my eyes were poofing up weirdly, and I narrowed it down to that mascara. So if your eyes are being weird, it is that mascara. It gave me a huge allergic reaction and I had to stop using it even though I loved that mascara. But after the Maybelline, I switched to the CoverGirl Lash Perfection, which I absolutely love, still love it. It's one of my favorites, and the only thing that I would have to say negative about this is that it's kind of drier than normal mascaras, I feel like, or maybe I just got a bad tube, but I felt like it was almost like empty after like 3 uses or something. I mean, it still works, but I don't know, it's just a lot drier than most mascaras. Tell me if that's what you feel too, because it might be wrong. But yeah, so I definitely love this mascara. My go-to mascara for these days, like what I've been wearing the past month or two, or actually not even month, it's probably been a couple weeks now because it's fairly new. It is the Clump Crusher by CoverGirl. I was hesitant to get this because I don't really like CoverGirl mascaras, but this proved me wrong. I do love this mascara. It's so separating and it makes your lashes really long, and I have just loved this mascara. This is definitely what I've been using for every single day, and I love it. And for my bottom lashes, it's my trusty old Rimmel Glam'Eyes mascara, which I'm still not sure if it's discontinued or not. I don't find this in a lot of stores nowadays, but if I do, I'm going to stock up because this is my favorite mascara for my bottom lashes. Just the way the wand is made and just how it applies, it's perfect for bottom lashes. I'm sure it's good for top lashes, but I don't use it for top lashes because it just doesn't compare to my other mascaras, but this is definitely my favorite for bottom lashes. So I recommend all of these. These are all great mascaras. Last but not least are my lipsticks and my lip glosses. I'll get the lip glosses out of the way first. I only have 3 different ones, and weirdly enough, they're all like nude lip glosses because I don't have a lot of like really dark colored lip glosses. I maybe have a few, but I don't really reach for them as much, so when I'm wearing gloss, I usually wear gloss over a nude lip because nude lips can get like crackly and dry and stuff, so I like to have a gloss over them. Thank you, Liz, for introducing me to Peach Petal by Revlon. It is just as amazing as you've always said it was. I've been wearing this over every nude lip gloss, and it's so opaque, like you said. It's so awesome, and I've just been loving this nude lip gloss. It is almost beating my obsession for the Hard Candy, which looks a mess. The Hard Candy Mouthing Off lip gloss in Scoop 214, which I heard was being discontinued, which why does every cosmetics company like to discontinue my favorite product? The world will never know, I guess, but this has been my favorite since literally my sophomore year in high school. I have bought this religiously, and I don't think I'm going to be able to survive without it. It is very similar to the Peach Petal in my opinion, so you can kind of see the color. Well, the Hard Candy is a little bit more flesh tone, and this one is more peachy, but I love them the same. I think they're both awesome lip glosses for nude lips. Lastly are lipsticks. I only have 3 different companies. I have MAC, Revlon, and L'Oreal. I tend to stick towards the drugstore lipsticks because I ain't got that money for the high-end, so I only have 2 MAC lipsticks with me. They are Plum Dandy and Myth. I've talked about them before in some of my lipstick videos and getting readies and stuff. They look like this. They're definitely some of my favorite lipsticks though. Oh my god, my hand looks ridiculous. But they look like this, so pretty. One is a matte, or one is a satin and one is a frost finish. The Plum Dandy is the frost and the Myth is satin. Next are the Revlon, which might be my favorite. I don't know. Revlon and L'Oreal are definitely tied. I think their color selection and like the texture and like the consistency and all of the little characteristics of their lipsticks are pretty similar, I must say. I think I might like the Revlon a little bit better. Right now I have with me Pink Pout and Vava Violet, which I've loved throughout the year. Especially the Vava Violet. It was definitely a comfort zone pusher, and I just loved wearing this out, and it was really fun. And yeah, so those are those. And then the last two, I have Ferris Nude and Seafleur by L'Oreal. So they just look like this. Ferris Nude is what I'm wearing right now. It's just a really pretty mauve-y nude color. And then Seafleur is like a really deep purpley pink color. And I feel like this would be comparable to Rebel by MAC, but I don't even own Rebel, so I don't even know what I'm talking about. I just feel like it would look the same. I don't know. Don't listen to me. I'm pretty not smart when it comes to makeup. That is it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry it was so long. If it is long, I'm not really sure, but it's probably super long because I talk a lot. I'm so sorry for that, and I'm sorry for the lighting if it was bad. And yeah, so let me know if you guys have any requests for new videos. There won't be any more MIA-ness. I'm back, and I'm going to be making new videos a lot, so let me know what you want to see. And let me know if you want me to do a part 2 to this video as well, doing like skincare, hair care, maybe nail polishes, and like random stuff like books and music and stuff like that. Let me know if you want to see that, and I will film it. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next video, and bye!
This lighting sucks. Hey guys, welcome back to the film. I didn't know what you think I was talking about myself. Oh shoot, I've been filming this whole time. Why do I always do that? I've not talked in front of the camera in like 3 weeks. I don't know how to do it. Here's already. I'm back. So sorry I've been so late. What? I'm talking for you. Huh? You can still hear me, you nitwit. Well, get out of you! Can't do this when you're here. The next two are benefit. This it's very lightweight and it hydrates all day. So I really have been enjoying this for the year. It's very lightweight and it hydrates all day, so I have been it's really lightweight and it has oh my gosh, with a different foundation. So I don't know if anyone else has had that experience with. So I don't know if anyone else has. So I just wanted to apologize for the lighting in this video. The sun is going down as I'm speaking. Also, I just wanted to say sorry for the lighting in this video. If it sucks, I don't really know if it does. It looks fine in the viewfinder, but I don't know how it's going to look on the camera. But I don't know how I like it. I don't know what it is about this foundation. It's a really weird texture, but it works for some. Next, I'm going to talk about powders. I only have one that I'm going to talk about, and it's not new, but it's fairly new. And it's not super new, but it is fairly new. That doesn't even make sense. Next, I'm going to be talking about powders, and I'm kind of picky with my powders. The one that I've been currently loving is the Sephora foundation. The one that may go to NYX Blushes. I don't know what it is about these little blush. I don't know what it is about these little blush. Don't stray my benefit. This is my all-time favorite. This is my all-time favorite eyelid primer. It's very opaque and it's kind of like a concealer almost. It has a like beige, like flesh tone color to it, which I like because I have a lot of redness around my eyes. So this it's like an opaque flesh tone color, which I like because I have a lot of red. As far as eyelid primers go, I only have one. mascaras. I almost hate talking about these months. It has actually been the Covergirl Lash Perfection. I have been loving this mascara. The only thing that I didn't like about it was I feel like it almost was too... is the Covergirl Lash Perfection. And I've talked about this before, but I almost... Next is mascaras, and I almost hate talking about mascaras because I feel like I've talked about these ones so much in my other videos, but you guys all know that I've been loving... But you guys all know that throughout the year I've used the Maybelline One by One, and I use the Great Lash as well. But if you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that Great Lash by mascara... the Great Lash by Maybelline completely gave me an allergic